How do you get 64 marks in CS Executive Company Law? When you study company law, obviously your concepts becomes the key, and you should know the concepts from the very basic level. But along with concepts, you need to know how to present the paper. Of course, you know that you should know the concept, and you should know the concept with basics and in-depth knowledge. But how to present the paper makes a very big difference. And in this video, I'll be showing you how Mahalakshmi, our student of Excel Academy, who is from Kanchipuram in Tamil Nadu, had written the company law paper based on the recommendations which we gave and the tips which we shared, and she got 64 marks in company law. When I got a WhatsApp message from her saying that she had written and she did really well in the company law and that she had followed the tips which I had shared, it was very impressive and I felt so happy, and I thought I should share it with you, and let us go into the paper and see how she has written the company law, which has given us 64 marks. If you too present like this, you can also get 60 plus marks in the company law paper. This is the paper of Mahalakshmi. So as you can see, she has got 64 marks, and the 64 is because of 3 marks of rationalization. Rationalization is the average marks which they give based on all the papers corrected. That means if one examiner corrects 150 papers and the average marks is given for all the 150 papers is 46 and some another person is given 41, that means the person given 41 average 41 marks for 150 papers, he's done a more strict correction, and the person who has done 150 papers and given average 46 marks is a little more lenient. That means the person who corrected this paper was doing a strict correction, and 3 marks has been added due to rationalization. So this is the best part about ICSI. There is absolutely no way you will lose the marks. Every time the marks you get is the marks which you deserve. That is what I really love about ICSI. So coming back to Mahalakshmi's paper, getting 64 with this kind of paper is as good as getting 70, and it is possible if you also apply the principles. So as Mahalakshmi followed the Excel Academy principles of presenting paper, you too can do. Let us just see her format of answering. The best part in the way she has answered is she has a very good format, a very good template which gives confidence for the person correcting the paper to give marks. Let us have a look at it. So we have question number 5A. Indicate the steps to file application seeking extension for calling AGM meeting and mention the form in which such application needs to be filed with the registrar of companies. So first she gives us the provisions. See, this is the format which she is giving. First she gives the provisions, she tells the section, then she gives obviously the date which is there, and then she gives the answers in point wise. So as you can see, she is giving the answer in point wise, and the best part is she connects. What is she doing? She is connecting question to answer, right? Because we are analyzing what they have asked in the question. So the case analysis of the question has been told, and then the conclusion. So if you see here, the question is for 4 marks and she has got 4 marks. So this is what you should do. If you are going to write exam, you have to write everything which you know. So 4 out of 4 you are getting. Next question. A has been appointed, that is 5B. Next is the next question. A has been appointed as company secretary in the company by a circular resolution. In addition, he has also been advised to act as the group company secretary and head the parent company and its subsidiary. Examine the reference to provisions of the act. So for this question, she has got 2 marks. Why? Everything she wrote is not correct, but the format she is continuing. She is telling about the provisions, she is answering in point wise, then she is also giving the case analysis and a conclusion. All the things she has written is not right, but because the format is there and some of the points are right, she has got 2 out of 4. Next question is about 5C. XYZ Limited wants to pay sitting fees to its women directors, and the sitting fees they want to pay is less than sitting fees payable to other directors of company, and they want to appoint X as MD of the company for a term more than 5 years at a time. Advise the company on the above proposal. So again, Mahalakshmi has gone about with telling the provisions of the Companies Act, then answering in points, then giving a case analysis and giving the paragraph gap. See, the gap between paragraphs is so good. Then a reasoning. So appointment of director by exceeding 5 years is contravention of the act, because we studied very well in company law that whatever sitting fees we give, sitting fees maximum is 1 lakh per meeting, but sitting fees to women director should not be lower than sitting fees for other directors. Everyone should have equal sitting fees, that we studied. So she has brought out that point very, very well. And also she has given her analysis over here. See the analysis in this one sentence. Then finally the conclusion. So everything is correct. So the conclusion is here. Thus the payment of sitting fees to women director which is less than the sitting fees of the director is not as per the provisions of the law. Appointment of director for the period of more than 5 years at a time also is contravening the provisions of the Companies Act. So she has written it very well, and the conclusion in one line each, which summarizes her entire answer. See, the person who's correcting, you think you're correcting the paper. Don't think you're writing the paper. If you're correcting the paper, it becomes so easy when you write in such simple language, right? So you're getting 4 out of 4. So she has got 4 out of 4. So here I want to tell you one thing. Please remember, in exam there will be 30 marks which you know very well, 40 marks which you know average, another 30 marks which is very difficult. You think like that. See here, they are giving full marks in company law. Don't think they don't give whatever we write, they never give marks. That is wrong. Why are you telling that? Who told you that? That is not true. So if you know 30 marks very well, so you can get 30 out of 30 in the paper. Total is 100 marks, correct? And next you have 40. Let us say 40 you have only half knowledge, so you get 20 marks out of 40. Like we saw one of the questions where she got 2 out of 4. Then the rest 30 you think this is very difficult. Okay, it is very, very difficult you think. So this rest 30 marks, let us say you get only 10 marks out of 30. Only 10 out of 30. So actually you are getting 60 out of 100. See, that is possible. See over here we just saw the student has got 2 out of 4. But she has maintained the format, she has the dedication, she has the consistency, she is continuing like that. Even you can do it. So please remember, this is the formula you should have. For 30 marks, get entire 30 marks. Next 40 you get half. Then the next last 30 marks which is difficult. Every paper won't be easy. 30 marks may be very difficult, but don't you think you can get 10 marks out of 30 if you have studied well and you have prepared? Of course you can. See, in the next question it is only 1 mark, but she has written the answer. The provisions is there, points is there, case analysis is there, conclusion is there, but the content was not fully correct. But because some things are right, you are getting 1 out of 4. So it is possible to get the marks even if everything is not correct. See the next question, if you go ahead, here again she is getting 2 marks, right? But the analysis, see, everything is covered. I hope you are getting the point. So that is how it is, and that is what you should understand. See the next question, she is getting 4 marks. So if you see the question number, you can see it on the screen. This is question number 4A. It is a problem related question. So if you see, her analysis is given. So what is the data given? What is the total? What are the provisions of the law? And answering in paragraphs, as you can see. Then what are the things to be done? What is the conclusion? Everything. So you are getting 4 out of 5 marks. It is possible for you to get the marks. And the next one I want to show where the student has got 5 out of 5 marks. Let us just see the question. X proposes his candidature as director of X Limited along with deposit of 1 lakh. Later X failed to be appointed but received 39% of the votes. X claimed that X Limited to refund the deposit, but the company decided to pay. Company denied to pay. Company did not pay because he failed to be elected and obtained only 39% of the votes cast. Is the decision of the company valid? Explain the requirement of deposit of money is not applicable. See, the questions also have been broken down into pieces. So see the answer. As per provisions of the Act, director who stands for director should have the following. Notice of interest, okay. On accepting that board of directors call for meeting, issuing notice, okay. Along with the application, director other than the ones who are retiring, they have the provision of the law is other than the ones who are retiring, any new person wants, he has to deposit 1 lakh rupees and the deposit shall be returned to the person. See when it will be returned, it is so clearly mentioned. When he wins the directorship, obviously, or if he gets 25% of the votes. And once we know what is the law, we have to come to the case law question which we have. The case law question is, he got 39%. So in the given case, X failed to be appointed. See, it is so simple and the answer is being broken down into small bits. It is like making it very simple and such simple sentence in English. But received 39% of the votes. The decision of the company is not valid. Why? We saw the law. The law says if you get 25% of the votes, you should definitely give back the 1 lakh rupees. Requirement of deposit amount is not required if person is appointed directly by the board of the director. And then conclusion. So our case, obtaining 39% of the vote, the person X have the right to claim. See, the important word is having rights. Your right is there because the company law guarantees and protects you. So this way you are going to get 5 out of 5. So again I repeat, when you have studied well, there will be at least minimum 30 marks which you know very well, where you can get 30 out of 30. Okay. Imagine if you know 40 marks very well, you will get 40 out of 40. Correct. And the next 40 marks you get only 20. And in the last 30 you are going to get only 10. This is the first option, you get 60. Second option, suppose you get 40 marks you know very well and the rest 30 marks you get 20, and in the last 30 marks you are going to get only 10 marks. Then you can get 70. So this is your formula where you can get 60 to 70 marks in company law, and all my students who have followed this are able to get the marks. So don't get too worried if you are not able to complete the entire syllabus while you study. Please don't worry about it at all. So same way the format is going on and the answers are being written. Sometimes you get 3 out of 5, sometimes you get 3 out of 4. So just have a look at it. Sometimes you get just 2. So it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So I want you to just understand. I hope you got the point. The purpose of this video is to get you to understand that there is a certain format presentation, and if you do it, you will be able to score marks. See here, the first question again, if you just see, a private limited company incorporated under Companies Act may issue debentures to any person and can call and can accept deposits from the public. This is a 5 marks question. Again, the analysis is really good. 4 marks has been awarded. Then see another question where 5 out of 5 is there. If you see, the privilege of limited liability for business debts is one of the principal advantage of doing business under corporate form organization with some exceptions. So exceptions have to be written. So what is limited liability? Then what are the general features of a company? See, this is exactly what I had told in my Excel Academy coaching classes, in our mentorship program, and the style which has been adopted is same, and you can see the results. This is the exact style which I had given, and she has written, and she has even written a case law. This is very, very important. Solomon v. Solomon case law has been written. 5 out of 5. Just imagine if you follow it, no, getting 70 plus is also not difficult, because in many places the student has got 1 out of 5 or 2 out of 5 or 2 out of 4. But if you are getting in more places out of out marks or more marks, you will be able to do well. Or another question is about NFRA. So all the provisions relating to NFRA is written, and 4 out of 5 marks has been scored. So this is the potential if you really give your best and write in the format which is required. So again I repeat, make sure your presentation is good, but before that, of course, your concept should be perfect. You should know the law very well, because if you don't know the law, even if you give the best presentation, you don't get marks. You should know the concepts, you should know the law, you should know the provisions, and then you add the presentation techniques. You will very well do in the exams. See how here says there are some questions where even 0 mark has been given. So overall it doesn't matter. You just have to write in the format which is required and quote the sections, quote the see here secretarial standard SS2 that has been quoted. So this is the kind of things you will get the marks. If 5 out of 5 marks has been awarded over here, 3 is awarded here, next 3. So like that 3 marks have been awarded. So if you see that, they will give the marks. Don't think they don't give the marks. They will give the marks. Even if 1 point is correct, they'll give the marks. And finally, you will be able to get it. So in the last, see, there was no time to write. And she has written how much ever she knows. So 2 marks has been given. So please remember, when you write, it is definitely quality, but quality plus quantity. That I always say that. Quality plus quantity. After seeing so many students and hundreds of my students getting 60 plus, 70 plus, I have come to the conclusion it is quality plus quantity, and with the right presentation, use simple English language, you will definitely do well. So this is how you can present your answers, and if you need more help, you can definitely get in touch with Excel Academy. You can see the screen. So you can see the numbers on the screen. You can WhatsApp us. You can get in touch with us in any way. We are always there to help you. So that was Mahalakshmi's paper. Mahalakshmi had followed all the tips which we shared. Of course, in her case, she also has an advantage. She has a great handwriting. But if your handwriting is not great, please don't worry. Handwriting really doesn't matter. In fact, even my handwriting is really bad. When I wrote the exams, I was worried. But the presentation is more important. Handwriting is not as important as you think. So you too can follow tips like this. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up. Share it with every friend who is writing CS Executive Company Law. And for more such videos, make sure that you subscribe to Excel Academy and hit that bell icon to never miss a video. I hope you too get 60 plus in company law.